So this is a copy of the last consulting report that I did. You can see I scribbled on the front of it, but it's the last consulting report that I did for a client. And in that, on the first page, is a letter. And in that letter, it tells them exactly what, actually you can sort of see it right here in big letters, but I'm not going to read it to you. In very big letters, it tells you exactly what we're doing, okay, for the client. This came out of the letter of agreement that you begin every consulting project with. You begin everything with this memo of understanding. Now, I told you in class last week that most memos of understanding that you would have with your client will have consideration in them because they are contract. That is, you will give me this amount of money and I will do these services. But in this letter that you're writing, you're only going to talk about these services, so it's not really a contract. It's just a thank you for letting us have access to your company. That's the first thing. Second thing, we really appreciate being here, and we would like, this is a student-based project, so this is not something, say that there's not going to be consideration. Then, state the general business problem and human resource problem. That would be your second paragraph, the general sort of problem that you're going to be dealing with. The big thing that I put right at the beginning of this. This is what we're going to be doing, right? This is what why we're here. And so you need to state that in a paragraph. And then the third paragraph is, these are the deliverables that we will give you. We will give you this, we will give you this, and we will give you this. Don't make it more than 3 things. If it is more than 3 things, consolidate this, because this should all be on one page. It should all be on one page, and rather simply on one page. But say, we will study this, we will write a report on that, and then we will deliver it in this way. And therefore, it will help you in the following ways. So make those deliverables clear and succinct and understandable. And then the fourth thing that you may want to put in this letter would be some sort of a logistical appeal that says, we would like to present this to you on this date in December. Now, you may not have worked that out with your client yet. I hope you have. But if you can establish that date when this will be finished, then that's very important. The number one reason that you write a letter like this, a memo like this, is to limit your scope of work, to put boundaries around what you're going to want to do, because I promise you that this project will grow, that you'll get unclear, that you'll put it down for a while and work on projects with other classes, you'll do other things, and you'll come back to it and you'll say, now what were we doing here? Was it this or was it that? And you have to have agreement with your client and with your group on what the boundaries of that project are, or it can grow. It can be something much, much bigger, and then you don't deliver anything. Then you deliver, then people are not happy. So you have to really define what you're going to deliver, what you're going to do, and make that very, very clear so that the project doesn't grow beyond the 7 weeks that you have to give to it. The next 7 weeks are going to be really busy, and you're going to work really hard, and this is going to be really fun. And then at the end of it, you're going to do something that's going to make me really proud. So that's the letter. That's the first thing you do. And call me if there are any concerns. Email me if there are any concerns. I'm not out of touch. Work on this with your team Tuesday night, and we will get a really good letter and get really clear about it. If you want feedback on that letter, please send me a draft, and I will be glad to do that. If you have confidence that that letter is the right thing, give it to your client. If there's anything they want to change, please change it. Now, there's one last thing, and this has never happened, but it's true. It's happened for me, but it's never happened for any of my Utah State students. That is that if something goes wrong, if there's a violation of confidence, if there's a change in leadership at the company, if there's a crisis at the company and they ask you to leave, then you have to leave. Then it's done. Then the project is over. Then we find we'll patch that up. You and me will patch that up in some way. But they have at any time the right to ask you to leave the company or dismiss you, or for any reason, or no reason. And you don't need to state that in the letter. It's sort of implied, but it's the reality of that kind of work. Now, if I had a contract with them, I would probably have some conditions. What I typically do when I contract is that I say, you will pay me, and I like to get 30% of the fee up front, And then the 70%, you will not pay me until you are absolutely satisfied with my work. And that's how I like to do it, so that there's pressure on me to deliver exactly what they want, but there's also enough money up front that I can cover my expenses. And that's generally how I work. But you won't have that. And I also, in that way, say, and you can dismiss me at any time. And that's usually implied. They usually understand that. But you want to say, look, I'm not going to hang around. If you sign this contract, you are not obligated to me ever. If there's for any reason, I will exit at your request. So with that, good luck, and let me know how I can help. Thanks.